Triple threat action on tap, and hey, look who decided to show up.
Better late than never, I suppose.
Dude, I mean, you gotta get that car fixed. This is getting ridiculous,
Listen, man, the check's in the mail, I guess, it's a whole thing. But all the same, we have got one heck of a contest ahead of us. This wasn't even announced for the card, but now a triple threat contest.
Expect the unexpected.
And talk about unexpected. El Fatal.
Accompanied by Brahma, Born of Ellen, and Dead Memento, El Fatal.
You know, Barry, I'm so happy to see you. I guess I should introduce you properly. My co-host for the rest of the broadcast, the incomparable Barry Sweeney. Coastal Elites are back. But as happy as I was to see you, I'm so upset to see this man representing the Heartless Kings alongside tag team partner Flom on the outside. I mean, these guys really the boil on the proverbial ass of Skyfire Pro Lucha Libre.
Absolutely, but talk about a guy who is looking to tan that hide and tan that boil right off. That is JF3000, big body French, baby.
Mr. Get Down or Lay Down, the Haitian from Domination.
The block is hot. We, of course, saw JF3000 in tag team competition, looking very, very impressive alongside the X Factor, Xander Phillips. My question to you, Barry Sweeney, how does he readjust his strategy, going at things alone against not one, but two opponents?
Listen, when you're that big, you don't have to make too many adjustments. You just have to mow down one other opponent, and with his tag partner, Xander Phillips, the X Factor at his side, the sky is the limit for JF3000.
And the opponent. Making his USA debut.
Wrestling in the continental United States for the very first time ever, we are making history here in Skyfire.
And case in point, Jordan Castle, anything can happen any given Sunday at Skyfire Pro Lucha Libre. Emphasis on the Lucha Libre. Fantastico crossing the border, making his U.S. debut, making this a triple threat match. I mean, it is anybody's ball game right now.
It's an apt point, Barry Sweeney. This entire card had been announced. We thought we knew each and every single matchup from top to bottom, and then Skyfire Pro management throwing a wrench in the plans in the best possible way. Fantastico, CMLL zone, alongside Fatal, taking JF3000 out of the equation, and as you said, Skyfire Pro, emphasis on the Lucha Libre.
And JF3000 clutching that jaw. I mean, that dropkick was plenty high, but meanwhile,
listen, if
we
I'm
got some high flying Lucha Libre already. Look at this suicide dive.
Tope Suicida lands the mark. Frankly, if I'm JF3000, and I know this is maybe not the type of competitor he is, I'm staying on the outside. I'm letting these two fight it out. As Fantastico gets caught.
But these are a pair of big bodies.
No.
El Fatal can go high flying, but all the same, he is a heavy set of shoulders. Case in point, look at this.
Yeah,
Both
Fantastico
guys.
easily the smallest man in this matchup, but Fatal, he ain't the biggest. JF3000 chopping away at the redwood.
And you gotta measure the size of those friggin' hands, just like you gotta measure that heel toss across the ring.
That is a big boy. Whole lot of beef coming at ya.
And JF3000 used to running the roost, perhaps not used to the high-flying action of Lucha Libre here, but look at this.
Oh no, on the shoulders of JF3000, but Fantastico lands on his feet, has to use that speed, has to rely on that quickness, but it only gets him so far as a lariat levels the luchador.
Like a 12-gauge shotgun, just like that drop kick to the back. El Fatal wasting no time.
Fatal sends JF outside the ring. I mean, it's really been the operative, at least in Fatal's case, to try to keep JF3000 neutralized. He wants to send a message, you have to think, to the entire Lucha Libre world with a victory specifically over Fantastico. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker into the cover.
And case in point with
Kick out.
Flama in his corner. Now, we nearly had a 3 count there. With Flama in his corner with the Heartless Kings running roughshod as they have. We're going to see more action from them later tonight. El Fatal, listen, the stock is high despite the attitude, despite everything else about this guy. He is known for taking risks.
Come on! Talk about everything else about this guy. This is everything else. He's a luchador. He knows it. The mask, the highest sign of respect, the highest sign of prestige in lucha tradition. And Fatal spitting in the face of that, trying to rip it off Fantastico.
And as we saw not long ago against the Pump Line and Sexy Fabrizio, he has no respect for that Lucha Libre tradition. He was completely willing to unmask himself.
Like, it's his culture. And still he spits in the face of it.
You know, El Fatal thrives in a negative, hostile environment. This might be a home game for him, all things considered, compared to Fantastico. But as far as he's concerned, it might as well. Oh, goodness gracious.
Chirping chop across the chest. Barry, you spoke to it earlier. Up next, we're going to see NJPW Academy's finest, CJ Tino and Zara Zacher, against the Heartless Kings, specifically J2 Mattioli and Jeremiah Fresh. You know that Fatal wants to give them and the entire kingdom momentum heading into that important tag team match with a victory here tonight. But JF3000 psyching both of his opponents out.
Listen, when you're a guy that big, you can throw it around like you want. You can take your sweet time. It'll all come back to you. JF3000 running roughshod right now. Look at this.
Those are two fully grown men, and JF3000 just chokeslam both down like they were children.
Making it look easy. Fantastico certainly had a lot going into this match, an unknown factor, an unknown quantity, so to speak. But if he can pump the brakes, if he can get to that second, third gear, this could be his match to take. But right now, it is Planet French.
Yeah, it is JF3000's match to take at the current moment. Pulling down the straps, we know what that means. He's looking to end this thing, Barry. But not if the luchadors have anything to say about it.
Double super kicks across the chin, but look at this.
Fantastico sends Fatal around the world and outside the ring. Of course, I mentioned a product of CMLL. Can you speak to us, Barry, about exactly what Lucha Libre... Oh my God, excuse me. JF3000 levels up. I was going to ask you, what does Lucha Libre mean in Mexico, in Fantastico's home country? But it seems irrelevant now.
Listen, Fantastico is a great example of Lucha Libre.
Cover!
French is a great example!
Broken up by Fatal.
In a major way. Emphasis on the break. All that weight coming down off the top rope.
Sending Fantastico into the ropes. But Fantastico
Look at this.
caught maybe a torture rack position.
Up and out into the gut buster.
And the guts are busted. Hold on, in comes Xander Phillips. The X Factor.
No one home with a clothesline, but he's not an official member of this match. I mean, it's a triple threat, I suppose. Anything goes.
Yeah, no disqualification in a triple threat match. But I think Xander Phillips might be regretting his intervention right about now.
No!
Face full of boot for JF3000.
Using his tag partner against him.
A stepping stone. Dissecting the block is Fatal.
And Fatal taking his time once again.
And using Xander Phillips' own hair pick. Just disrespectful.
But look at Fantastico. You're capitalizing now. High risk, high reward here in French.
Top rope, always a dangerous place to be, especially against two opponents this big and dangerous.
And especially with a guy like French. Look at him bring down that tower!
What an impact! What a match! JF3000 has got to capitalize. He's crawling towards Fatal. He's crawling towards the cover. He gets it.
Hook the leg, buddy. It could be yours.
Ow, but Flama on the outside. grabbing referee Chad Rico. Give me a break.
Listen, anything's legal in a triple threat, including this kind of interference here. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's legal. Is it right? Is it when you want to win this thing, you then gotta self-respect?
What has French got planned here as Xander Phillips and Flama fight on the outside?
You want your 5-star matches? You want your 30-minute classics? Barry Sweeney, not me. I'm all about big meaty men bumping meat. That's exactly what we're seeing here as JF3000 sent to the outside.
Look at this. Those feet are rearranging on that top rope. This is a precarious position.
Moonsaults!
Wiping out his own partner in Flama and wiping out the block.
But Fatal stands tall. And he ain't done yet. Back in the ring to meet his brother in Lucha, but so is Fantastico.
Fantastico has remained unfazed in the face of, wow, my God! Arm drag off the top rope.
Avalanche arm drag, Lucha style, Fantastico reaching for the cover, but nobody home. Fatal rolling to the outside, and JF muscles him up into the fireman's carry.
Nothing coming from that fireman's. It's another super kick!
Right to the chest, but it doesn't phase JF3000, Barry. If anything, it only serves to fire him up.
And look at this. Blocks the punch. Ends it right upside the ear.
And JF3000 only now goes down. But Fantastico looking to seal the deal.
Off the top rope. Swanton! Picture perfect.
1, 2, 3. Fantastico is undefeated in the USA. Fantastico was heading into this match with a decided disadvantage. Fatal, JF3000, they had managers, they had cornermen, but still, with the numbers game against him, Fantastico succeeded.
And it's that kind of poise that made him a star in Mexico in CMLL. And it's that kind of poise that makes him unintimidated by the Heartless Kings, by the block. And he came out with the victory today. Really some chippy words from Fatal, but perhaps
uncharacteristic respect. Fantastico, a better man than I after Fatal nearly pulled his mask off his face, still showing respect to both of his opponents.
And even French now, I mean, this is a guy you don't want to get on the wrong side of. But one hell of a guy to watch, and him and Fantastico put on one heck of a show.
Can only hope the bad times keep on rolling for the Heartless Kings here tonight. As up next, J2 Mattioli and Jeremiah Fresh join forces to take on NJPW Academy Zone, Zara Zacher, and CJ2.